Now more than ever, marketing is crucial for new video games. I mean, there's a good chance that you got an ad for one before this video. Events like E3, Summer Games Fest, Gamescom, and the Game Awards are pretty much just 3-hour-long commercials for upcoming games.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
And we don't think this is a bad thing. In fact, these events offer something that releasing trailers normally can't: interactivity. Whether you're spamming something obscene in the live chat or actually there on the show floor playing the games yourself, publishers know that getting people to engage and interact with the games will help boost sales and generate publicity for their product. There is something else though, a marketing strategy that offers interaction on a level far beyond what other methods can: ARGs. ARGs, or alternate reality games, are something that you're probably pretty familiar with. If you spent any time on YouTube in the past, half hour, you've probably been recommended a video about one. ARGs aren't always used for marketing, but they can do a hell of a job for it. Today, we're going to go through some ARGs that are not only really cool, but also demonstrate why these strategies are used by developers and publishers. They can generate publicity, bring a community together, and even accomplish the impossible: getting gamers to go outside. We're going to start with one of the most well-known and probably one of the oldest video game ARGs on this list: Halo 2's I Love Bees campaign. Believe it or not, Halo used to have some really cool marketing behind it, instead of whatever the hell 343 is doing right now. This one started when fans noticed a hidden message on one of the trailers for Halo 2. The message would lead players to a website called ilovebees.com. What's cool is that the actual website is accessible through the Wayback Machine. Huge shout out to whoever's running that MF. The website presented itself as a pretty unassuming site about beekeeping, until players noticed that the site seemed to have been hacked. The front page displayed this message along with the loudest audio of bees I've ever heard. The message displayed a warning that the Covenant are on reach, and a countdown that would have ended on July 27th, 2004. Once this countdown ended, a new one would appear with a message saying, "Network throttling will erode." Each countdown would lead to a different date with a new message each time. On August 10th, the message would say, "This medium will masticize." On the 24th of August, the message simply wrote, "Wide awake and physical." An FAQ was displayed on the front page, which would redirect players to a blog from a girl named Dana Aubrey. Dana is the niece of the beekeeper, and she ran the I Love Bees website. She's trying to receive help to restore the website back to its original state, which seems to have been seized by a malfunctioning AI. Now the game begins. On August 10th on the links page, coordinates and times would appear with a message reading, "Axons go hot." All of these coordinates would lead to payphones that were spread across the US. All except one that led to the Pacific Ocean for some reason. On the 24th of August, the countdown ended and a set time was released. Those who answered the payphones at the scheduled times would speak to a recording of the AI. The AI would ask questions about the ARG or Halo. The information here is a bit iffy. When the questions were answered correctly, a number and an audio clip were added to the website. Once enough AI questions were answered, the number on the website would reach 777. The audio clips would be pieced together, which revealed the story of characters set in the Halo universe. The AI recordings that were played to the payphones were now swapped with a real person who would interact with the players. The AI would now ask for the player's name, rank, and proof that they were human. Most people gave their usernames when asked for their name. They would also give a random military rank, and to prove that they were human, they sang "Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran, or recited their favorite Marsfellas at it, aka they sang and made jokes. One really funny story involving this step in the ARG was that one guy answered the payphone during Hurricane Ivan. The actor who was playing the AI broke character and told the guy, "Dude, it's a hurricane, put the phone down." Once all is said and done and the Halo fans had all the outside world that they could handle, they were invited to participate in a training mission. These missions were actually events that gave players the opportunity to play the Halo 2 multiplayer before release. The participants were required to say the cool super secret phrase, "The operator left a message for me." But this wasn't actually necessary in some places, as the places that hosted these events, such as movie theaters and malls, weren't aware of the ARG and thought it was just a Halo 2 event, allowing most people to participate regardless of the message. People who went to these events would also receive a disc containing all the audio logs and unused and deleted screenshots and material from the website. You're probably wondering if the events in the audio logs are considered canon in the overall plot of Halo 2. This is a complicated thing to answer. At the time, Bungie said it wasn't canon as they gave the producers of the I Love Bees ARG mostly free reign to do whatever they wanted with the story. Though Frank O'Connor would say in 2006 that they kinda consider it canon, I really don't know. Either way, this was a fantastic way to advertise Halo 2 beyond just the trailers. If you want to know what the audio logs contained, we'll leave a link in the description below.
I see the shoes, I see the money. Legit boss ass nigga on this gang shit I'm on.
The Binding of Isaac Rebirth released in November of 2014. About a year later, the first expansion, Afterbirth, would be released, along with a crazy ass ARG that the fans had to solve before unlocking a new character. When we say crazy, we mean it. There's a schizophrenic amount of info that could honestly be its own video, so we'll do our best to just keep to the highlights. The new expansion came with a new game mode called Greed Mode, inspired by whoever designed the Halo Infinite item shop. Greed Mode concluded with the player facing off against the boss, Ultra Greed. Throughout the game mode, players would earn money which could be used to purchase upgrades during the run. After defeating Ultra Greed, players could dump any leftover money they've gathered into a donation machine. However, the donation machine was broken and would be stuck on the number 109. This number will appear a lot throughout the ARG. This bug was eventually fixed along with the added achievement Generosity that would be completed upon donating 999 coins to the machine. The community was hyper fixated on the number 109 though, mainly due to the fact that the machine was stuck on 109. The bug was fixed after 109 hours, the item money equals power is number 109 in the game's code, and you also get negative 109 bitches. Around a month later, creator Ed McMillan would release a blog post where the first letter of each paragraph spelled the message, "You are so close," letting the players know that they were on the right track. A few days after the blog post, the achievement icon for Generosity was updated to display a piece of paper with what appeared to be writing. The Isaac fanbase used their god tier detective skills and realized that the pixelated writing on the page was actually a code that generated a series of numbers. When converted to ASCII, the code becomes this. Fans realized that they could take this code and were able to put it into an imagery URL, and were greeted with this image, which was 109 by 109 pixels in size. The character lost, 8 human figures, a map icon, and a quote from Genesis 30:35. Ed McMillan also added to the mystery by tweeting out some pretty cryptic clues like this. The next clue was out in a great place known as Outside at the Santa Cruz Boardwalk in California.
What kind of place is this?
One of the fans ventured out into the nightmarish landscape of Santa Cruz, where he found a missing poster for Isaac, along with a phone number that had the last 3 digits missing. Surprise, surprise, the final digits were 109. Upon calling this number, fans were greeted to an automated voicemail from Isaac's father. The next clue would come when the megaminds at Reddit figured out that you needed to ask the voicemail, "Where are you?" On November 13th, a new message played when the number was called, which stated, "Christ calls. Generous gods don't guide history forever. We need to go deeper." Along with, "Knowledge grows. His final form ends beyond greed." During this time, Ed would also be making tweets that would help guide the players in the direction that they needed to go. He a real one for that. I'm gonna be real, the next few steps involve numbers and codes that make my little baby brain hurt. Just know that after a number of complicated steps, the players were led to another real life location. This time to a building in Santa Ana that was number 109. It was at this location that 6 Redditors discovered a small greed statue buried under a pile of change.
Hey, what you doing out here with all this ass? Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass.
The statue had various messages written all over it, including the phrase, "Give me a voice." Using the other text on the statue, the fans were able to decipher a password to a Twitter account belonging to Greed. After tweeting from the account, the achievement image was updated to a message saying, "The community found something hidden." Following this, the game was updated and the character The Keeper was added. This ARG is one of the coolest ones we've read about. The fact that such a small team would go to such a lengths to engage and interact with the community is really nice to see. And the ARG had a big payoff too that all the fans of the game could enjoy. But you might be wondering, what could a bigger studio with more resources accomplish if they performed an ARG? What if it was a game like... While Binding of Isaac and Halo had some really cool ARGs, Epic Games completely blows them out of the water with the tomfoolery they cooked up. And the weirdest part is, we didn't even know about this Fortnite fiasco until researching this video. But we also live in caves, so... It all begins with a rocket launch. This rocket would be launched by a character known as the Visitor, whose skin you can get by completing weekly challenges at the time. The rocket launch was a one-time event, meaning you kinda had to be there, bro. It was sick, bro. When the rocket was in the sky, 2 pieces of audio played that when put through a spectrogram, one revealed skulls and the other revealed a set of numbers. You can't have an ARG without a series of numbers, it seems.
Important is who you are. What's your name?
Fuck you.
Where were you born?
Kiss my ass.
These sets of numbers would decode into 4 different coordinates on the game's map. The rocket launch caused a massive rift to form in the sky, along with a number of smaller rifts that would appear across the map. The rifts would destroy and create new objects. This Twitter user discovered a Durr Burger out in the middle of the actual fucking desert in California. We couldn't find out how he discovered this, so we'll just assume that he was guided by the ghost of Jonesy himself. He tweeted out multiple videos of the burger along with videos of a police car that looked like the one in-game. After the videos were posted online, the actual Fortnite feds pulled up to the scene. They set up a tent along with a table displaying 13 items, followed by them putting caution tape around the burger. Eventually, people who had heard about the burger anomaly would show up to see what all the commotion was about. Agents handed fans cards with various agent numbers on them. Calling the number would play this audio. Running this audio through a spectrogram would reveal nothing really important. However, the sound was changed after a few days, which when put through the spectrogram, revealed another coordinate to a location on the in-game map. A day after the second file played, Europeans awoke to find actual loot llamas scattered throughout various European cities, from Barcelona to Warsaw. The llamas had made their presence known. Rifts continued to grow and shrink all across the Fortnite map, until July 24th of 2018, when a huge cube landed violently into the game. Like most gamers, Fortnite players immediately attacked the thing that they didn't understand, but anyone who shot, collided, or even stood near the cube would be pushed back and killed. After the cube was thrusted into the game, it began to move. It would move once every 103 minutes, slowly moving in the direction of Loot Lake. This would take over a month before the cube would make it to Loot Lake, where it would seem to have melted, making the lake incredibly bouncy and destroying the natural ecosystem. A few more things happened with the cube, but this is where the ARG aspect of the event kinda ends, which is fine, because this whole spectacle of having Fortnite items pop in real life was really cool and it would have been really awesome to see. This also ties back to the rifts that would suck in items, and it would appear that these items were spat out in the real world. Say what you will about Fortnite, but Epic Games knows how to market their game. Having these events and items that you could see and visit in real life brings interacting with the community to a whole nother level, which is what a good ARG should do. There are various other ARGs that we can mention, but part of the fun of these things is diving into the rabbit hole yourself and getting lost in the craziness of it all. When events like these happen, you can see a fanbase come together to figure out and problem solve on a massive scale. It's amazing to watch and be a part of. Video games are the most interactive medium, so when companies use interactivity to promote a game, it resonates with the fans a lot more than a simple trailer would. We hope more companies go down this route and decide to make cool experiences for their fans. Because at the end of the day, it got gamers to leave their house. Thanks for watching.